Hey guys, Pete Weintraub, permanent weight loss specialist here, coming at you with another daily vlog here on YouTube and through my podcast on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Stitcher, depending on how you're listening or watching to this. So today I want to talk about something that's very near and dear to my heart. And if you've watched my videos over the past week, then they've been very mindset based. And that's what the holidays are all about, especially if you want to lose weight, get healthy, and stay on track. And it's having a strong mindset, because there's more temptation than ever before. You're probably going to at least a few different holiday parties between family, friends, and work. And it's tough to say no to all those cookies, all that eggnog, latkes if you're Jewish, whatever the case may be, whatever the fare is at your celebrations. It's obviously something that's extremely tough for a lot of people. But I want to go over a simple mental exercise that I've incorporated into my life in the last year that's really helped me stay on track. And in fact, while yes, I've had my share of ups and downs throughout my journey, my 100-pound weight loss journey, as well as just over the course of every year, everyone has bad weeks or bad days nutritionally. There are days where you'll skip a workout when you had the time and the wherewithal to do it. You were just lazy. You could have gotten a good amount of quality sleep, but you decided to stay up and binge watch the next big show on Netflix or Hulu. Look, I've been there with you. I've done all of those things this year. I've done all of those things over the course of my life and over the course of my journey. But that being said, this one simple exercise, and it's just a way of thinking that's very different, has changed my life. And this exercise, simply put, is to take ownership of both my successes and my failures. We've been taught since we were kids to be very humble, to just let success come and not be too happy about it. We don't have to celebrate too much. It's on to the next thing. And I'm very much still that same way, but you need to celebrate your successes. When I lost 100 pounds, I did celebrate. And unfortunately, I celebrated a little too much. I became apathetic about my nutrition and my fitness patterns and my sleep, and I gained a good amount of weight. Fortunately, after a couple of months of this negative pattern, I got back on track, got my motivations right, and I've been back there, but I've taken ownership of my failures. So for example, earlier this week, I actually ended up seeing a good buddy of mine, and I hadn't seen him in a while. And I met him at his place. He lives, I live in Long Island. He lives in Queens. So I met him in Queens by his place. He lives in one of those nice apartment buildings. And, I had too much to drink, didn't eat the best types of food. I ended up staying over because I wasn't in a condition to drive at a reasonable hour. And I didn't feel great the next day. But the next day, I ate well. I've eaten well a couple of days since then. Today's Friday afternoon. And I intend to stay on track for as long as I can. And next time I slip up, it's the same thing. I accept that I messed up, and I know I need to do better the next day, or the next time a meal is presented, or the next time an alcoholic beverage is presented, or whatever the case may be. The same goes for workouts. There have been plenty of days throughout the year. I'm a small business owner. I travel to a lot of my local clients, and there are days where I'm exhausted. I'm like, all right, I'm going to work out at 5 or 6 in the evening. But by the time I get home, I'm tired and I don't feel like doing it. I'd rather binge watch things on YouTube or binge watch something on Netflix, or just lay down and take a nap. And there were plenty of days where I forewent my workouts. But you know what? The next day, I made sure that A, I got it in, and B, I hit it really hard. And while that doesn't do a whole lot, it does, in a way, at least mentally, make up for my lack of exercise the day before. So it's really just taking ownership. We've been raised, at least I've been raised, and I know a lot of people, family, friends, clients, group members who have been raised to have this victim mentality where life happens to us, and we can't control our circumstances. And sure, there are things beyond our control when it comes to other people, whether it's a death, whether it's a falling out with someone, whether it's a breakup, whatever the case may be. You can't always control what happens with other people, but you control how you react and adapt to those situations. When it comes to being at a holiday party, for example, to give you a relevant thing this year, when there's cookies and pie and eggnog and all these different things that you probably shouldn't be ingesting, you're not being held down on a table while someone's forcing your mouth open and another one's pouring the eggnog down your throat and flushing all the cookies down your throat. You ultimately make that decision as to whether or not you're going to ingest that. So ultimately, it all comes down to you and what you personally hold dear. And that's not to say you have to be perfect, because trust me, as a perfectionist and a struggling perfectionist, I call it myself, and having encountered many clients who are a similar ilk, when we're on point, man, are we on point. We could be on point for weeks or months and not have a slip up, not have a craving, no desire in the world to go off track. But the second we do, it's almost like we're going to continue to punish ourselves by eating more crap for a prolonged period of time and drinking more alcohol or drinking more sugary crap or whatever the case may be, by going longer without exercise, by going longer without getting good quality sleep. And we know we have the control, but because we messed up as perfectionists, we need to punish ourselves. We're ashamed, we're guilty, and we need to really throw it in our own face and undo a lot of the progress we did. And it's obviously not a good cycle. So don't strive for perfectionism. Just understand that when you do slip up, take ownership. Accept that you slipped up and that you just need to remedy it. And try and go twice as long. This is a game I like to play with myself and that I tell my clients and group members to play. Try to go twice as long doing something positive than when you did something negative. So for example, if, let's say tonight, I have a softball championship party with my team, there's going to be plenty of booze and plenty of food there that I shouldn't be eating. So my plan heading into it is I'm bringing my own alcohol, because my trio of terror, which is tequila, gin, and dry red wine, those do the least amount of damage to your weight, to your health, as opposed to some of the more grain and sugar-based forms of alcohol. I'm also planning to eat my dinner beforehand so that I'm not as likely to snack on the tapas and the hors d'oeuvres and the appetizers and a lot of the fare that I know is going to be there that I shouldn't be eating. That being said, I know me, and I know that if I drink more than I'm expecting to, then there's a very good chance that even though I've made all these good decisions, I may eat something that I shouldn't, or I may drink something that I shouldn't. So what is my goal going forward? Well, in the 2-to-1 ratio, I'm going to try to go, or not try, I'm going to go at least, see, I even sometimes still, I have to drill this into my own head. And it's a never-ending process. Self-improvement, self-development is a never-ending process, guys. But what I will tell myself is, okay, if I do slip up tonight, which is not my intention, but I'm saying as an example, if I do slip up tonight, then Saturday, I'm not going to slip up at all. Sunday, I'm not going to slip up at all. The earliest I'm going to slip up is Monday, but guess what? Monday's a work night. I don't have any plans that would put me in a position to fall off my game, and there's a very good chance that between now and Christmas, there's absolutely no chance in hell that I eat something badly. So play that game with yourself. Same with exercise. When I'm done, I have a client that I have to head to actually in a couple of minutes, so I'm really cutting all this stuff close. But my plan is to go see my client, go home, work out, shower, get dressed, and head to my softball championship party. If I decide not to work out, if let's say, because it's snowing here right now in New York, if I am running a little behind and I don't really have the time to exercise and shower and work out and get dressed and go, I may just decide to shower, get dressed, and go. And in that case, guess what I got to do tomorrow? I got to work out, and I'm going to bust my ass because I didn't get it in today when I had the time allotted. And a lot of people will say, oh, but it's snowing, and between that and rush hour here in New York is absolute torture, especially here on Long Island. Those are just excuses. I could have woken up earlier this morning and gotten it done. So my plan is to work out. Whether or not that happens still remains to be seen. But if I don't work out, then guess what? I got to hit it harder tomorrow, and I got to make sure that no matter what, I get it in. That's the mentality you got to have. Excuses are for the weak, and the reason that I titled this video or this podcast that is because it really is. If you continue to make excuses for your lack of action and your constant cycle of self-sabotage, you are never, ever, ever, sorry for shaking all that, table's a little flimsy, you're never, ever, ever going to see the results that you want. So I hope you found this helpful. So in the description here, below the video, below the podcast, I am releasing a holiday recipe guide this coming Monday, December 18th. So basically, I pulled the permanent weight loss community, which, again, in the description below, there's a link to it on Facebook that is just 3 questions you can ask to join, and I'll let you in if you answer the questions adequately. And basically, I polled them, I polled my clients, I polled my paid group members, and I asked, what dishes during the holiday season do you enjoy? They could be desserts, main courses, appetizers, sides, whatever. And they've given me that input, and it's my job to find healthy recipes for those things, put them on paper, and send them off. So all you got to do is go to weightlossbypete.com/holiday recipe guide, put in your name and email address, and I will send it over to you on Monday once it's complete. I'm going to be finalizing it over the weekend so that you can hit the ground running on Monday. You got a full week before Christmas, if you celebrate Christmas, to prepare some healthy main courses, sides, appetizers, and desserts. All right. Also, again, if you want to see more messages like this, then you can join the Permanent Weight Loss community on Facebook. I'm in there every single day. It's a free group. We do a weekly Facebook Live video answering your questions, yours and the other group members' questions on all things health, fitness, nutrition, mindset, and obviously permanent weight loss. It's a great place to be. I hope you'll join us in there. Thank you so much for watching or listening. Have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you on Monday.